Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights 2025 at Universal Orlando Resort.
Featuring Five Nights at Freddy's, the Terrifier, and Fallout.
And more. This weekend, we're going to go through all 10 houses. We're going to review the theming, the atmosphere, and of course, the scare factor. And then we're going to give you our ranking of all 10 houses. And make sure you stay tuned to the end because we're going to tell you what our favorite scare of the weekend was. Come on, let's go. Each haunted house tonight, we're going to rate the theming, the atmosphere, and the scare factor. Now, theming is how well the house has executed its description. Atmosphere is the general vibe of the house. What were the sets like? What was the costuming like? What was the makeup like? That kind of thing. And then the scare factor, of course, is how scary was it?
Each category is going to be worth 10 points, so a max score is 30 points.
Yes. Okay, so our first house tonight is going to be Fallout. We got in line at 5:10 and it's supposed to open at 5:15, so we will see how long we wait to get in. This house is based on the TV show, the Amazon Prime TV show Fallout, which is based on video game Fallout. We have seen the TV show and the description of the house online says that you're going to see post-apocalyptic LA, you're going to see the wastelands, you're going to go into the vaults, so it should be pretty immersive and include all of the different locations from the show.
I am most looking forward to seeing the big robot and the ghoul. Ooh.
All right, so we just got out of Fallout. It took 45 minutes from the time we got in line to the time we went into the house. And as far as the theming goes, based on the description, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I think that there was a lot of stuff missing, but the stuff that was included was very detailed and immersive. The atmosphere of the house, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 because the stuff that they included was very detailed and immersive and cool. And then for scare factor, I think I had a pretty good run of the house. I was getting a lot of scares, so I'm going to give that one a 6 out of 10 as well, because I think it was kind of like average to below average scariness as far as Halloween Horror Nights goes. So yeah, those are my scores for that house. All right, Brian, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so for theming, I'm going to agree with you and give it a 6 out of 10. It didn't touch a bunch of episodes. It was missing a lot of the wasteland. If you consider going through the town where the big gun show happened, maybe that's the wasteland, but it really could have gone into the second vault storyline more. I think it was missing a lot of characters. Atmosphere, I'm gonna give this also a 6. There's some places that have a lot of details and just look like the show, like the shootout in the little town. But then there's a lot of places that it's just completely dark and you can't really see anything. They could have done more. They could have done more in the pharmacy area. They could have done more in the wasteland. So I'm gonna give it a 6. And then for scares, the only thing that scared me was the puppet cockroach that came out. So I'm gonna give it a 2. So that is a total of 14 out of 30.
Okay, so we both agree the theming was 6. Atmosphere.
You said 7, I said 6. I think I've seen the show more than you.
Yeah, you have. So I'll default to you there.
Sometimes at Halloween Horror Nights, you don't get all the scares. And it seemed like you got more scares than I did.
I did. I'm okay to put it at a 5, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's put it at a 5.
The total is 17.
Next up is Dolls Let's Play Dead. And this house description really reminds me of Sid from Toy Story, the original one. It says that it brings you down to toy size in a twisted little girl's house, room, I don't know. Toys are gonna be melded together and melted and the dolls are attacking you. So that's different. It was posted at 35 minutes.
Here we go, long it is.
House number 2.
All right, we just got out of the doll's house.
All right, what's your theming?
Okay,
The theming.
For theming, 10 out of 10. They said you were gonna become doll-sized and then be tortured, and you were, 100%.
Yes, atmosphere. I think I would give it a 10.
Yeah.
I think it was really good. There's puppets, there's interactive buttons, so make sure to push things. One of the buttons was like turning on the oven, and there was like a baby's head in there. And then the next room, you were in that oven that you were going on.
There was so much going on in that house. I couldn't, like, I'm gonna have to go through it 5 more times to even notice everything. And they were getting you. So scare factor, I'll just do a 9 out of 10, I guess.
I was gonna go with a 7 because I don't think it was like incredibly scary, but I still think that the scares were good. I really like the puppet, the rat puppet that jumps out at you, and then they like foreshadow it in the first room when you're walking into her dollhouse, and there's just a big giant rat tail in the trap, so you know it's somewhere in the house. So that was a good setup.
Okay, I was waffling between 9 and 8, so let's go 8.
Okay,
that's in between 9 and 7.
So that puts us at 28 out of 30 for this house.
That was a good one.
All right, so half the houses this year and the soundstage is up front, kind of like last year, except since they're taking down Rip Ride Rocket, it made finding the lines for all the houses back here really hard. So hopefully they fix that later, because it is opening weekend. I think they're just trying to avoid the construction sites right now.
Side note, the line for dolls was it was listed at 35. It took about like 25. We are now in the Grave of Flesh queue, which is almost entirely inside of the soundstage. So it's totally in air conditioning, which is nice. The posted wait time is 45 minutes. We don't think it's gonna be that long. But in this house, you die. You go into your grave, and then you go into the underworld, where flesh eaters are going to feed on you and hunt you for all of eternity. So, sounds super fun. Grave of Flesh was about 25-30 minute wait. For theme, I'm gonna give it a 7 because it felt pretty similar the whole way through. Like, things were changing slightly, but it was kind of all gray and dark. Yeah, I'll give that a 7. And then for atmosphere, I'll give it also a 7 for the same reasons. I also think that there weren't that many like creatures and characters, like there could have been more creatures. And then for scares, I'm gonna give it a 6. There weren't too many, I got a couple. The creatures were creepy, so that's my score.
Graveyards of Flesh. Theme-wise, I think I'm gonna stand with Aubrey and say 7 because you're walking through the graveyard at the beginning, you go underground, you get to look up within your own grave, and then you're just walking through dark hallways and like catacomb-esque, and that's generally about it. Atmosphere, I liked this one. I would say that this was a 8. Because they had rain elements. You had the strings that were like coming down in your face. There was some strobing light, which was different, but like nothing like the dollhouse. And then scare-wise, I would say a 7 because a lot of the monsters look the same. However, some of the monsters actually, we locked eyes and then they like chased me to the next room. So I saw them through the wall and they like followed me. So I enjoyed that. I think it's 22. What are your thoughts, Aubrey?
Well, I think we both agreed on 7 for theme. You said 8 for atmosphere, which I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
Be okay with an 8. And then scares, I think I said 6 and you said 7. So 6 for scares.
Yeah. Let's go to 21.
21. Is that my baby? Please, help me.
I don't think there's anything left of that baby. We are in line for the most anticipated house of Halloween Horror Night history, at least for this year, which is...
History?
Yeah, because
Wow.
it's supposed to be the goriest, wettest house ever created. I don't know how I feel about that. But this is the Terrifier house, and it was listed at 75 minutes. It is based off of the cult classic Terrifier movies with Art the Clown. It goes through all 3 movies. It goes through the Christmas scenes. It goes through the bathroom scene. I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, I haven't.
I attempted to watch it, and then I was like, oh, this is nasty. So,
But you know, there's a couple things about Art that we know. It's bloody. It's gory. And so if this house is bloody and gory, we'll know that it's on theme for Art.
now, something that's unique is that there is 2 pathways at the end. A wet side and a dry side. And
Uh-oh, wait, are we doing the wet side right now?
yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Uh-oh. Maybe you should do the dry side, I do the wet side.
We could do that. I'd have to take the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian's gonna do the wet side and I'm gonna do the dry side.
Okay.
Okay, so Scott got done with the Terrifier house. I took the dry path. Brian took the wet path. I got out before him, so let's see. Here he is. Let's see how wet he got.
This is me after the Terrifier house. It is literally like a garden hose, just like showering on you down a pathway. Poor little boo right here got pretty wet. It was a lot of water.
See, tilt your head down. Let's see your hair.
It was a lot of water. You get sprayed in other places in the house too, but not like that tunnel. I don't even know what's going on in that tunnel. It's just like spraying from the ceiling.
Is it like as though you walked out into a torrential downpour?
No, it's like somebody had a garden hose.
Oh,
They
it's
just
even
like
worse.
turned it on in spots. Like it's not even spraying. It's just like garden hose going
Okay, I gotcha.
on you. So you get pretty wet. All right, Aubrey, time to talk about the most anticipated house, which is the Terrifier.
Theme, in my opinion, was 10 out of 10.
I have no idea what was going on.
Art was there.
Oh, he was.
He was there, and he was murdering people. He was chainsawing them. He was doing what he does, I guess.
So yeah, I would agree, a 10 out of 10. Atmosphere, there is an interactive button. I have no idea what it does, but there is one.
Did you touch it?
I did. I pushed it. It's like right before a scene where he's chainsawing someone
Oh.
on a table. There is a room that like smells like poop, but like I don't think it's smellier than any other house that we've been through before.
Also, whenever they have the poop smell, to me, it just smells like slightly floral. I don't know, like the poop smell that they use doesn't ever bother me.
It smelled like Monstrose from last year.
Yeah.
The water. It's the water for me. I mean, I got my
But you
slick back
choose
hair.
that.
That's true. That's why I
So-
think I'm gonna put it out of 10 again.
I think it's 10 out of 10 for atmosphere, yeah. And then scares, I mean, was this scarier than the doll's house?
I think it was even,
I'm cool putting it even with the doll's house.
but I don't think this was scarier than the further from last year.
No,
the,
definitely not. No, this
yeah.
wasn't as scary as Insidious, for sure.
I would say that this scare-wise is 8,
Mm-hmm.
making this even 28.
We got 6 more to do.
Okay, we're at house number 5, the last house of the night, which is WWE The Horrors of Wyatt. 6. I have no idea what this house is about. Obviously, it's about wrestling. There's 6 characters. When we first walked up, it said 35. By the time we walked into the queue, it said 45. I doubt that it's that. But this queue is AC. So
Yes, it is all
really
inside.
We just finished the horrors of Wyatt 6 or 7. That was a really strange house, especially not knowing anything about Wyatt.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. So keep that in mind as we rate this house in our categories.
Yes.
Theme 7?
Or 6.
7?
We can go with 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the characters were there. They were doing things.
Yes.
So yeah, I think 7 is good.
Atmosphere. There was a lot of distraction scares. One that got me pretty good. There was a body on the ground that was like wiggling. I looked to my right, and then another one went like this in front of me on the other side. So, I mean, that was pretty good.
I think, like the graveyard house, it was all pretty, like each room was pretty similar in terms of like, it was a gray room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know where we were, maybe like backstage WWE.
But then we went to like some bayou house at the end.
We did?
Yeah. Like we went into a house.
I
Yeah, it
don't
was
remember.
strange. It was super trippy. And then like, there's a time
Wyatt was like turning into a demon, basically.
Is that, yeah?
Yeah, his face was his face changed at the end. So I think atmosphere probably a 6.
Okay. Yeah.
You go with that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then scares. Do we think it was scarier than Fallout?
Yes.
Yes. Do we think it was as scary as Dolls? I don't.
I think it
wasn't
was
for me.
comparable.
You think it was comparable?
Yeah, I think it was comparable. Probably because we had a good run. So let's give it a 7 for scares.
Gives it a
20.
20 total.
So we did 5 houses tonight, and we have another night to go in this opening weekend. I'm looking forward to 5 nights at Freddy's. Wait's been really, really long.
I'm looking forward to El Artista. I've heard good things about that
yes.
one.
We have to do Jason, so there's that.
Classic.
And there's 2 more originals, so here we go. We're back. And this is day 2 of our opening weekend at Halloween Horror Nights, and we got 5 more houses to do. I'm hoping that we get to see Art the Clown wandering around, because we only saw him once. What house are we doing first?
First, we're doing Gálkn, Monsters of the North, and we'll tell you about it in a minute. So in Gálkn, Monsters of the North, you are in a remote northern town. There's a being that invades the town and brings along with it hordes of monsters from the fjords. So I'm really excited for this one because we've been to Norway, we've been to Iceland, we've been to those Nordic countries. So I'm excited to see what they do with the monsters in here. We got in line for Gálkn around 5:20. It opens at 5:45. The line's pretty short, so I think once it opens, we'll probably be in like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Dragging a little bit today, so I got my monster energy, and sun just decided to come out. Okay, let's talk about Gálkn. So theming, I would give it a 10. I really liked that house. There were a lot of different rooms, and again, having been to Nordic countries, I think that was pretty authentic. Yes, atmosphere, I'm gonna give it a 9. I don't really have a reason, I'm just saying that. So again, super cool. Yeah, 9 for atmosphere. And then for scares, I'm also gonna give it a 9. I found it, for my personal run through that house, it was scarier than Dolls. I'm gonna give it 10.99 for me.
Theming wise, I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 10. There's animatronics of the wolves, so if you look up, you can see them. I really liked the theming of going into like the staff church, and there was a lot of like dialogue going on, telling a little bit of the lore going on.
Yeah, there was.
Atmosphere, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
Because I think there was a couple of times that some of the hallways just felt a little bit like the graveyard house, like it was just dead area. There was a couple of scares in them, but like I couldn't tell you that it was unique. For scares, I'm gonna give it a 9. I think it has been the scariest house that we've done, but I think we hit the first cast. They were super lively, and then because it's so bright out going into that dark house, it made it hard to like see.
Yes.
So that puts me at
You did 10.89.
27.
Yeah. Okay, I have yielded to Brian. We're going with 10.89, so a total of 27. Okay, now we're on to Hatchet and Chains, which is currently a walk-on wait. So we could just walk right into the house. We had to pull over to talk about it. And it's set in an Old West town, and there are lava demons invading the town. And Hatchet and Chains is there to fight those lava demons. So
This house is based off of Slaughter Cinema 2.
yes, so this house was originally a concept in Slaughter Cinema 2, which was last year. So it was like a single room sort of vignette last year. And then this year it's a full-fledged house.
Let's review Hatchet and Chains. I don't think Aubrey had a good run of that.
I didn't, no.
But I did. I think all the scares went to me, and then Aubrey was going ahead of me. And that's just like the nature of Halloween Horror Nights. I think we're gonna have some varying scores on this one.
For theme, I think I'm gonna give it an 8. I think we could have had more lava monsters. I didn't see a ton of the guy that was supposed to be fighting the lava monsters. But like one time it seemed like he was attacking me, but like I thought he was supposed to be fighting the monsters on my behalf. So atmosphere, I'm gonna give it a 9. I think there were some really cool set pieces in there. Lots of like varying environments and like different levels. Like there was a lot of stuff up high. For scares, I'm gonna give it a 6. Because yeah, I missed a lot of them.
So for me, theming, I'm gonna agree with you and go with an 8. I think that there wasn't enough of the main character of the cowboy. I think I disagree with you about the demons. I think you may not have seen them, but they're all painted black, and then all of a sudden they will like flash black light, and then their faces will appear and then disappear real fast. I'm gonna put my atmosphere at 9. They had a frickin' train in this house. A moving projected train going on. And then the floor was opening up fiery demon hell below you.
The floor was lava.
Yes, the floor was lava. And then for scares, I'm also gonna give a 9 because I got the scares, you didn't. A lot of those demons just appeared out of nowhere.
So that means we agree on theme and atmosphere. Theme at 8, atmosphere at 9. It's the scares. I think there was some dead space in there at 8, 9, and 8. That puts it at 25. All right, we are now in line for Jason Universe. They've had a 55-minute posted wait, and this house is taking you through 40 years of Jason Voorhees. You're gonna go in the woods, you're gonna go to his shack, you're gonna go to the summer camp. I haven't seen any of the movies.
Why is he wearing a mask? What's he trying to hide?
This is another one like the WWE where we don't really know the lore, so I apologize for that. But basically the theme of this house is Jason's gonna be there. So as long as Jason's gonna be there,
I want to see variations, because I know there are variations.
yeah, different Jasons. Yeah, I'll read up a little bit on the movies before we go in. So we waited. It was posted at 55. We waited 35 for this one.
So we just got done with the Jason Universe house. Jason Derulo.
Wrong Jason.
Or is it the correct Jason, because it's Jason's Universe?
Oh, it's all the Jasons.
It's all the Jasons.
Well, there was just one Jason in there, and it was Jason Voorhees.
I didn't think there was a lot of variation of Jason in there. They all look the same.
But we haven't seen the movies, so we don't know really. I did read a lot of the plot lines for all the movies, and there's some crazy stuff that happens.
Goes to outer space, right?
In one of them, yeah. But I think they heavily focused on like the cabin, forest, camp situation, which is what the description said.
Yeah.
So I think for theming, I would give it, I'm between a 9 and a 10. Can we do half points?
No.
9.5?
No. Let's go with a 9.
Okay.
Because I don't think there was a lot of variation.
And then atmosphere, I'm gonna give it a 10.
I would too.
Yeah.
And finally, we have a house there's a hallway that's completely pitch black.
There were a lot of curtains in your face. There was one scare that I didn't think that the space was large enough for a person to be in. And then a huge Jason popped out. I was like, oh my God.
Jason Derulo. I would say when you get hallways that are completely pitch black like that, and then they're popping out, this is in the same place that Black Phone was a couple years ago. Okay, I agree that it's 10. And then I would also say this is probably the scariest house we've been in.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10 for scares.
So
you've got that classic, I mean, the whole time you've got the and then like this echoing like I don't know what it is.
I thought he was just trying to check his breath. He was like
Maybe it's him drowning. He gets drowned in the lake a lot. So,
He needs to learn to swim.
When you first walk in, they have a lighting effect on the wall, and I think it's like you're underwater, like you're in the lake. Yeah.
You then like go through his mask for some reason.
Yeah, you do.
I think this puts it at the lead, 29.
Art the Clown decided to visit us for dinner. We were wondering where he was because we know he roams around, but he doesn't stay in one place for too long.
I think he's afraid of the paparazzi.
Is he? This is the most movement that a scare zone in this area of the park has had in several years, because the scare zones that have been here have had like a lot of like heavy prosthetics, or they've been like kind of a bit larger costumes. But it's very cool how like much is happening. It is now time for El Artista. The wait time is posted at 65 minutes. I don't think it's that long. I haven't seen the line this short, so we jumped in line. So this house is about an artist that moves to a country manor to be inspired, but instead his art starts to come alive and possess him. So we are about to become part of the exhibit, part of the art that is taking over him. Let's talk about El Artista. I think you enjoyed that house a little bit more than me, so I'll let you go first.
Probably one of the most beautiful houses of the year. Reminded me of, there was a house a couple of years ago that had like, it was like 1500s.
Oh, sorry.
Like witch hunt. And then there was another one that was like a wharf. So similar in those regards of amount of detail.
I think this one was even more detailed and beautiful than those, honestly.
Theming, 10. Atmosphere, 8. Some of the paintings were hard to see, and the paintings were supposed to come to life. I'll give the scare factor an 8.
I think for theme, an 8. For atmosphere, though, I think I would give it a 10 for the set pieces. It was a beautiful house. And then scares for me, I would say like 6.
Let's make it even. Total score, 25.
I forgot to say that we waited about 35 minutes in line, even though the wait was posted at... 55. And it's still... Really?
Yeah.
It's still posted at 50.
It's longer now.
I still don't know if I think it's 50, though.
Can't be Halloween Horror Nights without Dufftoberfest. After all, 'tis the season. Our last house of the night of opening weekend is Five Nights at Freddy's, and it is currently listed at 140 minutes. So that'll put us at midnight. I don't know if it's that long, and I think that's the trend, is that these houses say that they're that long, but they're not. This house is based off of the movie, which is then based off the video game. And supposedly some of the animatronics were screen used. I don't expect this house to be scary, but I do expect this house to be very cool.
All right, so we got through Five Nights at Freddy's in less than an hour.
Yes.
Wait time was posted at 140. We got through just under an hour, so that was fantastic.
Theming, we said 10. This one deserves a 10.
Yeah.
Straight out of the movie.
You really, especially the security room from the video game, it was perfection.
Talking about atmosphere, you walk right into them on the stage, and like
that room was quite
so cool.
big too.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
So atmosphere 10 as well, but scare wise, not so scary.
Not scary.
We're gonna give that one a 7. Let's talk about our final rankings as they stand right now.
In last place, we have Fallout with 17 points.
Next up, we have WWE Horrors of Wyatt 6 at
20 points. Then we have Grave of Flesh with 21 points.
After Grave of Flesh, we have Hatchet and Chains with 25 points.
And then we also have El Artista with 25 points.
The next highest one is Five Nights at Freddy's with 27 points.
And also with 27 points, Gálkn.
The next one is Terrifier, and it's tied with Dolls Let's Play Dead at 28 points.
And in the lead with 29 points is Jason. Now, you'll notice that a lot of these houses are tied. So just like in Mario Party, we're gonna award some last minute bonuses to break these ties, okay? In last place, number 10 is still Fallout at 17. We're gonna give WWE a bonus point because we didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, but also after doing some research, there's a lot of homages to Wyatt who passed away. I think that sentimental part of it as a tribute to him deserves to have a bonus point. So that makes Grave of Flesh number 9, and then WWE number 8. Hatchet and Chains and
El Artista were tied at 25 points, but we're gonna give a bonus point to El Artista because it was just a gorgeous house, gorgeous set.
Incredible sets.
So that means that Hatchet is 7 and El Artista is 6.
The next tiebreaker that we have is between Five Nights at Freddy's and Gálkn, and I think we're gonna give Gálkn a bonus point because it's scarier. So that makes Five Nights at Freddy's number 5 on point, and Gálkn number 4.
Yeah. Another tiebreaker between second and third place between Dolls and the Terrifier. We're gonna give third place to the Terrifier, and we're gonna give a bonus point to Dolls because that house just blew us away. We think the creativity of all the things that they did, shrinking you down to doll size, and all the different environments they put you in.
All the different costumes.
Yeah.
Interactive buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just had the edge on
Terrifier
for us personally.
And number 1
is
Jason Derulo.
And I don't know if I've seen anyone else rating Jason number 1. And I don't know, let us know if you are a Jason fan. Did you like the house? Because like we said, we haven't seen any of the movies, but I think that house is like what you want in a haunted house.
Yeah.
It had the scares, it had the slash, it was just like classic scary. It won the top spot for us.
So what was your favorite scare of the weekend?
My favorite scare, I think my favorite scare was actually in the WWE house. And this has never happened to me before, but I was going through one of the curtains, and as I was opening the curtain, the scare actor was on this side and reached and opened the curtain for me. And it was a big wrestler dude, and then like got in my face and scared me.
My favorite scare of the weekend was in the doll's house. It was when there was a Ken doll that reached out, and then when he went back, he went... Gotta be one of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
My second, if I was gonna say one, would be when Chica and the Cupcake come out in Five Nights at Freddy's. They followed me. They the animatronic turned with me. So that was pretty cool.
I think something to take away, I mean, I would say Fallout was disappointing, but other than that, there's really not a weak house this year. They're all fun. They're all great to go through, and there are some really strong houses. Still not crazy scary, but I think that they're scarier than they have been.
So if you like what you saw and you want to see more, click that subscribe button, that bell notification, and we hope to see you in the next one.